Hey everybody, this is Josh Weidman with REI 360, and I just want to thank you for joining me for today's training. Today, what I'd like to go over is something that has been a kind of a system that I've been developing over the last several months and years, kind of studying the market, studying what other investors are doing, studying what other real estate agents are doing. Because I found that, the faster I can get my properties sold, obviously the less I got to pay on the money, the more money I can make, and I can just move on to my next deal. So today, in today's training, what I want to talk about is finding buyers for your fix and flip rehabs. Okay, I've kind of put together a system to find more buyers, as quickly as I can at the highest price that I can. I've refined this to the point where, the last several rehabs that I've done, nothing has gone beyond 30 days on market. And obviously, I'm investing in areas that have a lower days on market than many other areas that I don't invest in. However, my days on market are, in many cases, are less than a week on the market before it goes under contract. So let's take a look at basically this three-step process of finding more buyers very quickly and setting yourself up for success. All right. So before I even start a rehab, first thing I do is have a pre-construction open house or a pre-rehab open house. You're probably going, what's the purpose of this? Well, anytime that I'm going out and looking for a property, I'm getting a really good deal. I'm going to get a good discount. And most of the time, 99 times out of 100, these are deals that are going to be so far below market that, to a retail buyer, even as a handyman special type situation where they know they have to put some renovations into the property, it's still a fantastic deal. In addition, this gives me an opportunity to build my buyers list because I'm not advertising in this open house. I'm not advertising this property at any given price. So what I do is I'll advertise on Craigslist. I'll put some signs up throughout the neighborhood. I might even put out a mailer to all of the homeowners in maybe a 1 mile vicinity from the property. But I'm broadcasting out there, and what I'm saying is this: we are going to be holding an open house on Saturday, this Saturday, from 1 to 4 p.m. And during that time, we are going to be collecting offers on the property. The house will be sold with no reserve on that day. Okay? So advertise this all over, and I'm going to put my phone number, put a little information about the property, square footage, some recent sales in the neighborhood, things like that. And then if they need to call me and they have any questions, I've got a phone line right there. So on the day of the open house, what I'm doing is I'm registering people. What I'm getting from them is I'm getting their name, phone number, and email address. Name, phone number, and email. That's great. Now they're on my buyers list. I'm getting also some information about why they're looking at the property. Sometimes you've got people that they're real estate investors. They're looking for their next investment property. In that case, guess what? They go on my buyers list. Perfect. And I say buyers list, I mean a wholesale buyers list. If they are looking for a property to move into, they're on my retail buyers list for this property. Typically, if you've got somebody that's shopping for a home and they like the location, now it's just a matter of weighing whether it's a price point or whether it's the look and feel of the property. So I'm going to put them on my to be contacted once the rehab is done. And about 10% of the time, I get an offer on this house in its as-is condition. That is, I'm going to make more money. I might as well just sell it in its as-is condition than rehabbing it and reselling it. Again, we're talking about getting big discounts, and on these sales, we're only considering sales to cash buyers, of course. Okay, so that's step one. It's the pre-rehab open house. You want to make sure the house is clean, and you want to make sure that you advertise it well, and then you want to make sure that you get the data from the potential buyers. Okay, step two. What I have here is my pre-sale commotion marketing. Okay, about 2 weeks before the rehab's complete, I'm going to start emailing everybody. Right, and who is everybody? First, I go into my local MLS. And I'm going to pull a list of every person that bought a house in the last 6 months within that area, and I'm going to make a list of all of their real estate agents. And what you'll find is that real estate agents, they have these target markets just like we as investors have target markets, right? So the people that sell houses in this neighborhood, you might have, maybe have 50 sales within a 1 mile radius. Well, of those 50 sales, there might be 3 agents that account for 25 or 30 of them. So you might have a list of 15 or 20, let's say, agents, and you're going to include them on your list. You're also going to email all of the pre-rehab leads, all the people that came to that open house that were still looking, that were looking for a retail property, you're going to include them on the email. And during the email, you're going to say, hey, listen, we're almost done with this renovation. I want to offer you the opportunity to get in on the ground floor here. And in that email, you're going to explain to them, we're going to be having an open house in about 2 weeks. And during that time, you're going to have a sneak peek. It's going to be a pre-listing open house. You're going to be able to come in, take a look at the property, and make an offer. And if you do, here's the incentive. For you agents out there, we're going to offer you a 4% exclusive commission. Not split with a seller's agent, 4% to you exclusively, okay? If you bring a buyer. If you are a homeowner, we'll reduce the price by 4% or give you a 4% seller's credit or work in some sort of upgrade to the house worth about 4% of the sale. Okay, so I'm offering them an incentive to come to the open house and check it out. And all of this is happening 2-3 weeks before I'm ready to show the property, okay? A few days before that open house, I'm gonna send out a very similar email to the same list. The difference here is going to be, hey, we are almost done. We've got our punch lists ready. If you've got some good pictures of the property, include those in the email. And this place is beautiful. Highlight all of the attributes and some of the great things in the property. You may want to even include before and after pictures so that people are like, wow, look at the difference here. Look at all of the upgrades that they have in the property. All right. So now that's leading us into this pre-listing or post-rehab exclusive open house. That's what you want this to be. This is an exclusive open house only available to those productive agents who get it done in the neighborhood and those people that have already seen the property and they just want, that have seen the property, they like the location and they already know what the price point's going to be because that's part of the advertisement. And now they're coming in to see the finished product. At this open house, the difference between this open house and this open house is here, we're looking to sell, right? We have this open house and we let everyone know we are going to be taking offers through the weekend. Typically, I'm going to hold these open houses on Saturdays with a follow-up on Sunday with some phone calls to agents and some of the people that are there. Obviously, you're going to collect their information to make sure that you're able to follow up, but also let them know, look, if you want to make an offer through Sunday, this is going to be an exclusive unlisted or pre-listing negotiation. If we accept your offer by Sunday, then boom, we'll just move forward with it. If not, the property is going to get listed, and we're going to open up to the general public. Now, what this does is, for 2 days, you got people that are coming and looking at this house. You want to drive as much traffic as you can, and remember, we are bringing in these people that they've already shown an interest in this property even before it was rehabbed. Now it's beautiful. Now it's gorgeous and they're loving it. In addition, we're bringing in these producers from the MLS, these agents that they have buyers already waiting to buy in this area. So we've got this pool of people that are coming over this couple-hour period on Saturday. We're able to lay out and define the benefits right now of working with us and offer them an incentive to give you an offer by Sunday. So these are the steps that I use to sell my retail, my flips faster and for more money. I think it's a great process. If you are not implementing something like this right now, and you don't have a process for selling your properties to retail buyers right now, it's something that you really should implement. Your steps might be a little bit different, but use this as a jumping off point and determine what's best to capitalize in your market. All right? Thanks again for joining me for today's training, and I wish you the best of luck in your real estate investing.